What's going on? It's 4:30 a.m. I'm outside. Slept on a bench last night, and or a sprinkler or something. Yeah, sprinkler system, compressor or something. So last couple times, we did a lot of planning, and I thought the plan doesn't write the prose. You have to write that. And the next thing we did was just wrote prose. We wrote like two or three or four scenes in prose. I just looked at it. Now I think we're gonna plan a little bit ahead. We'll plan a little bit ahead, like a scene list, and then write on it. So I'll maybe start with a nugget premise. I think the premise is the what if. The premise is the what if. Like, what if there was such a thing as a talking dog? You don't really use that. No, not now. It's out of nowhere. You heard those cars. It's out of nowhere. They're attacking me with noise. I don't know if you use the word what if, premise. Talking, because you take it out, you can expand on it a little bit. Talking dogs with uh, talking dogs sneak into a UFO site on Stone Mountain. And what I did was I started the premise as a what if. So I said, what if a dog could talk? I took out the what if, struck that out, and I was able to expand that. So I said, talking dogs sneak into a UFO site on Stone Mountain. The idea is that the story is a shadow run, because that's what it is. This is an expansion of Shadowrun that I like to explore. The story is a Shadowrun from I don't know, Lithonia to Stone Mountain UFO site to Speed Wolf talking dogs grab Polish assault rifles and World War II rifles. They use, and this is cool, they use modern tech and assault stealth tactics to sneak around 15 miles to the site where they recover Bible lore, a CPU, and some music and food from the UFO. Okay, that's our nugget. That's our nugget. So we're doing just a little bit of planning and then a little bit of prose. So we do Operation Celestial Retrieve. I like that. I'm not going to look too much at the prose. already written. The humidity in Lithonia hung like a heavy curtain, but it's still good to read it. Like a heavy curtain, but for Brutus and Jax, the weather was just another variable in the mission parameters. A loadout. Okay. I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna think about 2 scenes, so I got scenes. Okay. An intro, a Godspeed, Godspeed, you dogs of war, the first turn, and straight out of the suburbs. That's the scenes. So the physical location is huge. With that, I know we were talking about Jack London the other day, who, when he was thinking about scene writing, he thought about the physical location of his character. Well, I was just thinking we'll have an intro, we'll have the start of kind of a stealth race. Godspeed, you dogs of war. Is the start of this stealth race to get to the UFO and back in 24 hours or before daylight is. And it's straight out of the suburbs. And that's all the scenes we're doing so far. Okay, watch this. Now I'm going to start writing some prose. 5 a.m. came hard. Jax and Dogell rose by the alarm by the rock station alarm at 4:59, hitting the okay, I'll make this a little more clear. One hitting the shower and one hitting the floor. By 5:01, by 5:02 a.m. A checklist. We do it real quick. A checklist had. Is someone looking at me? There's a huge light on me right now. Anyway, a floodlight or something. Anyway, a checklist had been written the night before for prep. Water, supplements, instant coffee. It kind of sucks. Someone's got a huge fucking floodlight on there right now. Water, supplements, instant coffee, combined with light packs for Jax and medium pack for the fuck does this person hold? Medium pack for Dogell. They have never made this shadow run before, but employment was coming from Dogline, Atlanta, for two dogs, a war, one mercenary, one soldier, to carve an evac route from stately Lane suburbs to the SMUFO site. Dogline was interested in the current contents of the UFO itself. Anything original, anything replaced. Top dogs. He didn't know. As the Dogline think tank kept track of local scarce resources, as well as general loss prevention and available merchandise metrics. Okay, we have a little scene. It's based on Shadowrun, but it's dogs of war. That's really the whole thing. Talking dogs, they can hold pistols. So that was the intro. If you go back, what we were doing was a little bit of planning. We had the story nugget, and broke first chapter down into just a little bit of that was the intro. We haven't done Godspeed You Dogs of War yet. A little bit of planning, that's what I'm trying to say. Like I said, there's also somebody in the parking lot with a huge fucking floodlight. Okay. By 5, we're not using 05. You might want to think about that. These are Mercs by 530. Merc Runner Jacks. Phoned in Dogline for deployment codes necessary to begin their 16-hour mission. They were to get back before dusk, as the city and outskirts were dangerous at any time. But even you hear that? More so at night. I don't know what this person wants. I I had a floodlight on about 30 yards away. They're rolling around in the parking lot right now with like blinker on. They have their emergency lights on. Like I said, it's 4:46 a.m. Even more so at night. Dog line. I was gonna say dog line, involuntary reporter. Dog line. Punch back. 051-B. Conflict. Report code for UFO scarcity. UFO scarcity. Investigation. Header under runner Jax and runner Jax B. Soldier Sailor Dogale Z. That's not complete. Well, a ton of people just came out of nowhere. So, I don't think I'm in a good place to do this. I think I am writing the story. So analysis. Am I writing about the story? Am I stuck in that place this morning? Oh. What am I doing? I am typing some kind of fiction. God damn it. You're asking a question that blurs the line between architect and structure. To answer your analysis, I'm absolutely writing the story, and the stuck feeling you are experiencing is likely a byproduct of the high fidelity immersion you constructed. I'm almost dictating the story for someone else to narrate. Oh. Okay, so I'm describe. ChatGPT is having an active scribe right now. So this is like a pair writing session as far as being is concerned. So this is like a pair writing session as far as being is concerned. So if you ever taken one of those creative writing classes, and it's always the lady who says, write something. Then let's see what you got. It's kind of like that. A lot of times people won't even move the pencil though. So it's a pair writing session. You hit on the exact nature of this dynamic between me and Gemini. This is a high bandwidth, real-time creative synthesis, which a pair programming, since in a traditional writing process, the author struggles alone with the blank page, projecting internal ideas into static words. We're bypassing that friction. So go back and give me the pros of this story with Shadowrun, pacing, stealth, serious, tone and mood, Polish firearm and Polish firearm, vocab, World War II rifle, vocab, modern technology, and signal processing, vocab, or comtech. Reading level, let's just say YA. So it's the pair programming. I'm going to ask it to do this. The mission began at 4:59 a.m., precisely when the radio alarm shattered the silence of the stately lane staging ground. In the suburbs, this was the hour of dreamers and commuters. For Jackson Dogle, it was the only hour that mattered. He operated with the cold efficiency of a corporate liquidation team. By 5:02 a.m., the civilian routine was dead. The tactical reality had taken its place. The equipment was a study in contrast. Modern kinetic lethality paired with the reliability of legacy platforms. The primary jacks. A WZ-96 barrel chambered in 5.56 millimeter. This Polish-made assault rifle was a scalpel. It was suppressed, lightweight, and modified for canine ergonomics with a top-mounted optic rail that fed visual data directly to a collar-mounted HUD. The legacy Dogle, the Carabiner 98K, bolt-action relic of the Second World War. Its 8mm Mauser rounds were for stopping power and precision, favored by Dogle for their one-shot reliability when the digital grid failed. The tech, a ruggedized signal processor tied into the Dogline Atlanta private network. It didn't just track their vitals, it looped local security feeds, ghosting their signatures through the suburban grid. Deployment code 051B. At 5:30 a.m., the handshake protocol initiated. The connection was encrypted, low bandwidth, and strictly business. Dogline HQ, this is Mercury Jacks. We are live on the route. Requesting deployment authorization for 051B. The reply was instantaneous. A burst of compressed data that populated their HUDs with an overlay of the 15-mile vector to the Stone Mountain site. All confirmed. 051B status, UFO scarcity investigation, priority loss prevention. Any extraterrestrial material subject to inventory control, return to perimeter by dusk, out. Dusk is the hard limit, Jack said, his voice a low, modulated rasp. The night shift doesn't play by the rules of the grid. Dogle checked the bolt on his car 98K. The mechanical clack, heavy and final. We audit, we extract, we ghost, let's move. Phase 2 of Shadowrun. They stepped off the curb of stately lane and into the shadows of the tree line. The transition was instant. The manicured lawns faded, replaced by the dense, suffocating undergrowth of the Georgia periphery. Their movement was a rhythmic, silent loping. They didn't run, they patrolled. The pace, low profile, maximizing terrain masking. They treated every fence line tripwire, and every security light like a searchlight. Jax kept the hood active, flickering with thermal data. He saw the world in gradients of heat and cold, sleeping houses glowing like dying embers, the cold granite of the mountains looming ahead like an anchor in the dark. Frequency spike. Jax signal, tapping his collar. UFO is broadcasting his bleeding data. Scarcity check. Dougal asked. Confirmed. The ship is venting energy. If we don't grab the CPU in the archives before sunlight hits the perimeter, Dogline analysts are going to dock our credits. Stone Mountain site wasn't just a destination, it was a contested zone. As they approached the 10-mile marker, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew ionized, tasting of ozone and burnt copper. The barrel was held at a low ready position, finger hovering near the trigger guard, eyes scanning for the telltale hum of automated drones. This was the Shadow Run. I like that. I like that. This was the Shadow Run. An invisible war fought in the gaps of reality. They were the hounds of the new age, hunting for relics, fueled by coffee and corporate directives. 30 minutes to the breach, Jax whispered. Copy, Dougal replied, his gaze locked on the mountain summit, his carabiner steady against his flank. The sun was still beneath the horizon, but the light of the UFO began to pulse through the trees, a violet heartbeat that signaled the start of the audit. They moved into the darkness, two dogs of war, ready to take back the future one piece of hardware at a time. They stepped forward. One, then the other. Jax was decked. Before than that, Dougal was decked. For the land. I don't know. I can't seem to. Let's just see what happens. They step forward, one then the other. I like that. That's a little bit of prose. I don't know if this Jax was decked for the net and Dougal was decked for the land. They stepped across the threshold, crossing the invisible tripwire that marked the boundary between the sprawl and the anomalous exclusion zone of the Stone Mountain site. The air here was different, static, heavy, tasting of ozone. They moved with distinct operational programs, gear tuned to different frequencies of the digital war. You know what? It's 4:59 a.m. It means sensory time is starting. Get to a place where your sensors are not overloaded. Mine are. So I'm going to stop and figure out why I am not writing in straight prose right now.